It's the EST Rink Report. Tom Gazzola with Jackie Redmond from the NHL on TNT and the WWE. I just want to start out with the most important thing. Why is that girl so mean to you all the time? She like pushes you and stuff, and I don't like it. Tell me, what's going on there?
Well, Nia Jax, she doesn't want to admit it, but she likes me. We are friends. We were becoming friends. Now, she is mean sometimes when there's a camera around.
I see.
But I think I was really starting to crack her. Unfortunately, we're friends.
Okay.
She will say that we're not, but we are. And she actually got drafted to SmackDown, so we are no longer on the same show. She's taken it really tough. She's really taken it hard. And poor Kayla Braxton is probably going to be the one that has to deal with the consequences of Nia missing me. So, listen, I know it looks bad, but I'm telling you, I'm like the younger sister that she pretends to not like or not want around, but really she does.
As long as you're okay with this, then you're good.
Well, I mean,
I'm getting upset.
I mean, there was the shove. The shove was a bit much. That one was tough. That was a tough go for me.
Okay.
But other than that, I've forgiven her for everything else.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's on the record. You're in a safe space here in Edmonton. As you know, we were bubble buddies. You brought that up. Good term.
Thank you.
Pete DeBoer saying he had PTSD from his time in the bubble. How do you recollect that time?
Honestly, it feels surreal looking back on it, to be honest. I wasn't in the cool bubble. Like, I wasn't in the team. We were on the outer bubble, right?
We were,
so I spent a lot of time alone in a hotel room. It was a very lonely time, actually, to be honest. But we did have our dinner crew.
Yes.
And those are kind of the memories that I look back on, is just dinner with the same people, you included.
Thank you.
Almost every single day, right?
Yes,
it was a
place.
grind, but it was something that I think years from now I'll look back on and be like, I can't believe I was a part of that. I mean, I was at the 5 OT game in Toronto. So there was only a handful of people that can say they were at one of the longest games in playoff history.
Right.
And I'm one of them, so that's pretty cool.
Jackie, it is pretty cool. It is neat, and that was a weird time. But speaking of this series, tight games, obviously the 3-1 game with the empty netter, a little bit different, but double OT in game one. What have you noticed about this series? Two super good teams going head-to-head, power on power. What are little things you're starting to notice here?
I think there's a lot of talk right now about the power plays and the lack of them for the Edmonton Oilers, which I think just speaks to the way that Dallas all year has been able to sort of walk that line and be one of the more disciplined teams in the league. But outside of that, I don't really think we're talking enough about the timely saves that both goaltenders have made in both of these games. I don't always think that it's the number of saves that you have to make or how busy you are. It's when are you making those saves. And I think in game two, we saw it from both goaltenders. Obviously, Dallas goes on to win. Yep. But I think both guys early made some massive saves that kept their team in a position to win the hockey game. So Otter's getting a lot of love right now, but I do think that Skinner has made some really big, timely saves for the Oilers in both games.
The Stars so good on the road. Edmonton good both at home and on the road. Do you think that we're going to see some goals in this series, or do you think it's going to be tight, low scoring the way it has been so far?
If I've learned anything in my career covering this game, it's that I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea if there's going to be an explosion of goals tonight. I do know that Otter's numbers on the road are ridiculously good.
Yes.
And, Pete DeBoer was asked about this at the start of the series, and he kind of said, it's a real thing. Like, he just, for whatever reason, is great on the road. But this is a special building. I've done a lot of games here this year.
Yes.
And I think that there is going to be some juice that the Oilers get from the crowd. I believe in those intangibles, and I think it's going to be a tough storm for Dallas to weather to start this game, as I lose my voice a little bit here on your show.
Great.
But, I do. I think at some point when you have McDavid and Draisaitl and Hyman and Nugent-Hopkins and all of these star-studded players, like, they're going to break through. And I don't think we've seen that yet, right? So it's coming. On Game of Thrones, they always say winter is coming.
Yes.
I feel like that applies here. It's goals are coming. Yes. Goals are coming.
And Jackie,
so I take back what I said. I do think we're going to see some goals.
Okay, goals are coming, and oddly enough, winter is always coming in Edmonton, so that is true, as you know. Last one for you. Okay, we're going to see Adam Henrique. He's in. Ryan McLeod comes out. A reset, Chris Knobloch calls it. Roope Hintz, maybe game time decision. If Roope Hintz is going to play too. What kind of difference can he make?
I think he can make a huge difference. I think DeBoer said it best the other day when he said, he's not McDavid, but what would the Oilers be without their top line center?
Touché.
That's what it is. What would the Rangers be without Mika? That's what it is for the Dallas Stars. And so obviously if he comes in and if he plays, which I think he will, because we thought he might play game 2.
Right.
He didn't. He's obviously close, same as Henrique. So I think we'll see him in the lineup. I think it could help Robertson a lot.
Yep.
He hasn't scored a goal. I think it's 9 games now or something like
That's
that.
crazy.
He's contributed in other ways, as Pete DeBoer was very quick to point out this morning in his avail. And he's blocking a lot of shots. He's blocked almost as many shots in the playoffs as he did the entire regular season. So I do think that Robo's finding ways to impact the game. But obviously, if his boy Hintz is back, I think that he could reap the rewards of that as well. Because that's
juice is
another
flowing.
thing Edmonton has to worry about, right?
Yep.
That's not him.
Right. Good
Yeah.
point. And he's killed Edmonton in the last couple of years, Roope Hintz has. Jackie, this is fun. Thank you, as always, for stopping by. And you tell that girl to be nicer to you, okay?
When I see her, I will tell her Tom Gazzola said that you have to be nicer to me. And we'll see what she says. She might have
That's
something
gonna
to
go
say
over
to
well.
you. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm scared of her. I am scared of her. Jackie Redmond, NHL on TNT, WWE. That is your Rink report.